Hey Clashes, sneak peek number 2 for the September update, and the update is actually planned, if everything goes well, for tomorrow. I'm quite excited about that one. But let's take a look at what exactly is going to come with the new update, and that is a ton of new level. But those levels are completely different than anything which we have seen so far in Clash of Clans, because those are Supercharge level. That's right, they are different to regular level, which means they are less expensive and they cost less time as well. But each building, which you can see right now, has multiple of those Supercharge level to either increase the damage or things like the hit points. I will show you in the background every single Supercharge level and how much that costs. For example, a collector only 2 days. And as well explain to you more of the concept behind this new Supercharge level. Because the big thing which is different to the regular level is they are temporary, which means they're not going to be there forever. As soon as there is a new building level eventually coming to those buildings, those Supercharge level are going to be removed. That sounds weird, right? My first reaction was as well, wait a second, that sounds like a scam. We're upgrading something which is then going to be removed? That sounds a little bit strange. Don't worry, I will explain to you how exactly this is meant to work and what exactly the plan and the thinking behind this is. So, when you're channel 16, you can upgrade those buildings which are currently on your screen with this Supercharge feature. If there's then later on a new level, for example in Channel 17 update, then those Supercharged level are going to be removed. The reason why this idea is actually pretty good, I would say, and I would love to hear your feedback on that, is one of the main reasons why high town level players are quitting the game is because they have nothing to do. And while some people might not understand this, but not everyone wants to grind in Legends or wants to try hard in tournaments. And that's literally the only thing you can do in the game currently when you have a maxed or a close to maxed account. So there's nothing to do for such players. And this is now where this feature is coming in, where people have always something to do. At the same time, with giving content to those highest town hall level players, you can then as well cut down the upgrade times for the mid-town hall ranges, because you have those non-stop high town level upgrades which are going to be then there always, right? That's kind of the concept behind that. Another reason is, let's say for example someone is taking a break from the game. There's two options. First option, he's like a really close to being a maxed out player. It's not as bad anymore because those temporary upgrades, you're just skipping them for one town hall rotation and you will be fine with the next town hall again. So there is not as much need, I guess, to like non-stop grind, and you can take a break from the game as well. This again gives the option for other players to catch up, because there's nothing more frustrating than like starting with a game like Clash of Clans and you have to take at least 2 years in consideration, even with like spending a little bit of money, of actually catching up to the highest town level. That's kinda not how it should work, right? But with this feature then you have the option of like having content for the highest town level a lot of times, which, well, makes things more enjoyable. So let me know. Are you more on this side where you're saying, well, I don't want to spend any resources or time on something which is going to be removed again? Or are you more as well on the side where you can understand, okay, this is like the concept, the thinking behind this, of why this feature is getting added? Looking forward to see your comments, because I can totally see that this is a controversial topic with adding this type of new level, right? At the same time though, with adding this new level, obviously defense get a little bit stronger. So I'm looking forward to see how much this is going to change the balance overall, and then obviously how people have to react, because equipments have gotten a little nerf as well. So there's like two things which should make the game a little bit harder again. I don't know yet how much harder it's going to be though, but this is looking like this is how a maxed out base is looking like. If you're channel 16, you can do those overcharge level, as those supercharged level. Otherwise though, it's not possible. That's a really quick reminder, really important reminder. If you're adding all of those upgrades together, and a big thank you to Clash Ninja for adding those numbers always, it takes 13 months if you take only one bidder, and overall 2 months if you're going for 6 bidders. But obviously if you're saying, well, 2 months, that's already too long for me, you can as well, obviously as well, buy the gold pass, right? Like that is another thing with a 20% perk is going to be even shorter than And the resources, which you can see as well on your screen, are not as high. 390 million, that's not much, to be honest, considering in the range of things which are possible in Clash of Clans. If you're buying, or if you're thinking about buying the gold pass, for example, because of those upgrades or any of those in-game offers, make sure to support your favorite content creator out there. If you want to support me, make sure to use code iTzu. But now let's move on to something which is as well completely new to the game, because we just had a Supercharge level, which we have never seen before. Now we're getting, well, magic snacks, which we have never seen before, which is a new type of like an item, but you can't sell them. And how you get them, I will explain that in just a second. Let's just go through all 6 of those new bites. The first one is the castle bite, which means you can donate to yourself for 12 hours non-stop without having to spend anything. That's right, with the raid medals, typically you can spend to yourself the clan castle, but during those 12 hours you don't have to spend any raid medals. It's like for free, which is super cool. But this next training treat is one of my favorites, to be honest, because what it does for the next 20 minutes, or it's going to be cut as soon as you're doing 10 attacks, you can build any strategy, any troop, any spell in the game without having any time whatsoever to cook them. That's pretty cool. I mean, come on, you can just build your armies like this. This looks like a cheat or something, right? But no, that's like the new bite, which is going to do that. Another one is going to be the power pancake. This kind of works like a power potion, but instead is being like time dependent. This one is going to last for the next 3 attacks, which means you can save attacks if you want to. But this one is going to be the favorite, I think, of many out there. The Mighty Morse. And this one is going to do the same thing as like the power one, but instead doing for heroes and equipments. That's right, we finally have it, ladies and gentlemen. We finally have something to have max equipments in the game, which means you can tell, like, those are non-max equipments. We can still upgrade them, but they're shown as maxed out, which is just so cool, right? So this is as well for the next 3 attacks. The next one is going to be the Study Soup, which is going to be kind of like a potion for your research lab, and then we have the same thing as well for the builders. Obviously it's not working for the apprentice builder, but still, I mean, those 2 are quite okay, I guess. But to be honest, my favorites are the trading one and the one where you get max equipments. How cool are those? I mean, that's freaking insane, right? You can as well, if you have multiple of them, you can just activate them as well non-stop, and then they're going to stack with the duration, which means like instead of having 3 attacks, then you have like 6 attacks of the feature, or instead of having 12 hours, you have then 1 day, and so on, right? That's how it works. You have this entire storage sorted by how fast they're running out, and this is now coming down to the only downside of this new system, of this new item in the game, which means as soon as you have received them, how you get them, we'll say that in just a second, but as soon as you're receiving those magic bites, well, they are only lasting 24 hours. If you're not activating them within those 24 hours, they're going to be gone. That's the only downside. Obviously, some of them you can save them if you don't do any attacks, like for example the one with the maxed out equipment. You have the next 3 attacks being those maxed out stuff, right? So you could save them in theory, but still, that's, I guess, the only downside of this. But how do you get those new magic items now? Like, how do you get those bites? Well, you're going to get them from the new event later on in the September, which is going to be quite excited. Yeah, quite exciting. Like, trust me, that's going to be an insane event. And I will explain furthermore how you unlock them within the event in the event explanation video. So you should look out for that for sure, because that will be one of my favorite events there ever have been in Clash of Clans. I'm quite excited about that one. But for now, let me know what you think about those new magic snacks. Do you think, well, they're kind of cool? What is your favorite out of those 6 ones? I'm really looking forward to that. And as well, that you can't buy or sell them for magic, for gems or anything like that. That's as well important to note. Otherwise, that's it for the sneak peek number 2. Obviously, we had a lot of new stuff, so I'm really looking forward to what your opinion is. I think some of them, you can see them kind of controversial, so I think I know for a fact there are going to be different opinions out there. Feel free to let me know down below in the description what you think of those new supercharges and the new magic snacks. I will see you guys back tomorrow with a new update, hopefully. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.